discussing about the type of fish migration in fishes. The migration is actually, as we know, it is a movement of a large number of fishes from one place to another for the purpose of breeding or spawning. Actually, majority of these fishes, they usually maintain a small home territory, but some of them are adapted to transport long distances for the purpose of breeding or feeding. So these migrations are normally taken place either from the vertical direction, that means from the surface to deeper waters, or through the horizontal direction, that means from the the upstream to downstream areas. So in this way, the migrations are taken place either in the vertical direction or in the horizontal direction. And these are the truly migratory species, Anguilla anguilla, and the Hilsa species, and Petromys and marinus, and the Lambetra fluviatilis. And these are the major migratory species. And these migrations, generally, we can say that there are, on the basis of the purpose, we can classify the migrations into the following four types. They are climatic migrations, gametic migration, elemental migration, and osmoregulatory migration. Among them, the first one is the climatic migrations. The climatic migrations are the migrations which are performed by the fishes for the purpose of for choosing the suitable environmental condition. So, for the purpose of choosing the suitable environmental conditions, the migrations can be called as the climatic migrations. Then coming to the gametic migration, these migrations are specifically for the purpose of spawning. And then the third one is the elemental migration, and this migration is entirely for the feeding purpose in search of food materials. Then coming to the fourth one, that is the osmoregulatory migration. This migration is actually for the osmoregulatory purposes. So these are the major four kinds of migrations on the basis of their purpose. Then the periodicity of migration. In fishes, the migrations are happening during a regular interval of times. So these intervals may be vary within the species or between the species. So these migrations sometimes may occur as daily, or sometimes diurnally, or in some cases seasonally, or in some kind of fishes during certain stages of their life cycle, they will perform these migratory movements. So in this way, the periodicity may vary within the species or between the species. Then coming to this types of migration. So on the basis of the type of the environments in which they are transported or they are migrated, the migratory movements can be classified into the following four types. They are diadromous fish migrations, potamodromous fish migrations, amphidromous migrations, and also the oceanodromous migrations. These are the four major kinds of migrations which are possible in fishes. Then coming to the first category, that is the diadromous fish migration. Actually, in this kind of migration, the fishes can move from the freshwater area to seawater, or the seawater to freshwater. So in this way, the fishes can move from both of these habitats. So this kind of migratory movements, we can call it as this diadromous fish migrations. And again, this diadromous fish migration can be classified into this anadromous and catadromous fish migrations. Then coming to the first one, that is the anadromous fish migrations. In this case, the fishes spend major part of their life in the seawater area, and after that they will move on to their spawning phase. During their spawning phase, these fishes will migrate into the freshwater areas for the purpose of spawning or breeding. So such kind of migratory behaviors, we can call it as anadromous fish migration. So the examples are the salmon, trouts, and hilsa, etc. These are the major anadromous migratory species. Then coming to the catadromous fish migration. So in this kind of fish migration, actually the fishes spend a major part of their life in the freshwater habitats, and after that they will migrate into the seawater area for the purpose of breeding or spawning. So such kind of fishes, we can call it as the catadromous fishes. The freshwater eel, the Anguilla anguilla, is the best example for the catadromous fish. Then coming to the amphidromous migration. So the amphidromous migration is a migratory movement that takes place between the freshwater to seawater or vice versa. But these migrations are not for the purpose of spawning. Actually, these migrations are carried out by the fishes in certain stages of their life cycle. So during certain stages of their life cycle, some of the fishes like gobies, which show this kind of amphidromous migration. Then Third category is that is the Diadromous migration. In this kind, the Diadromous actually, as the name indicates, these migrations are entirely taken place in the freshwater habitat. So, majority of the cyprinids and or catfishes and some of the salmons show this kind of migratory movements. In this case, the fishes travel thousands of kilometers in the freshwater habitats to reach their spawning grounds, and after reaching or after spawning down, after the process of spawning, they will coming back to their feeding grounds. So such kind of migration we can call it as Diadromous migration. And then coming to the last category, that is the Oceanodromous migration. As the name indicates, these migrations are entirely or completely taken place within the ocean itself. So actually in the case of tuna, mackerels and herrings, etc., all these fishes show this kind of Oceanodromous migration. In this case, the fishes can travel thousands of kilometers within the sea, and after spawning, they will return back to their feeding area. So these are the major kinds of fish migrations which are performed by the fishes. Then coming to the factors influencing the migration, there are major three factors. They are physical, chemical and biological factors which will influence the migration in fishes. The physical factors which include the intensity of light, the temperature, the photoperiod and also the turbidity of water. These are the major physical factors which influence the migration in the fishes. Then coming to the chemical factors which include the pH and salinity, the taste as well as the odor of water. All these chemical characters which will influence the migration in fishes. Then the biological factors includes the food and the biological clocks and the availability of food and also the presence or absence of the competitors or the predators. All these will influence the migration of fishes in the aquatic habitat. So these are the major things regarding this different types of migratory movements and its factors influencing. That's all. Thank you.